Welcome everybody to Talk SPED. Today we are in conversation with two therapists from Padua, Italy. Welcome Morena and Noemi. Morena is a psychologist for more than 25 years. She also has a BCBA credential and practices as a behavior therapist in private practice in Padua. Welcome, Morena. Noemi is a speech-language pathologist. She's been working for more than 10 years in private practice and works in collaboration with Morena as a speech-language pathologist and also as a BCBA. She has her master's in behavior as a behaviorist. So we are going to see how they collaborate together and support each other in their work. Morena, let us begin with you. Tell us a little bit about how does early intervention look like in Italy, and how early do you detect autism?
Hi Namita, thank you for inviting us. We are really glad and happy to be here with everybody. In Italy, autism can be detected about 18 months of age. So parents may share concerns to the pediatrician during the usual checkups. And in some regions, the pediatrician may use the M-chat as a screening tool. The pediatrician may refer the family and the child for a deeper evaluation to a neuropsychiatrist. So autism may be detected very early, but normally the diagnosis is made between 3 to 4 years of age when they start preschool.
That's right. And that's very common even in the United States. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
And the early evaluation, the early intervention is mainly medical. So the child will access medical support and he may access play therapy, and the ABA and behavioral support is more delivered in private practice. After, when they turn 3, the educational system will support through the school.
All right, yeah, that is very much similar to how it is in the United States. Noemi, could you tell me a little bit more about the role of speech-language pathologists and how do you support families early in the diagnosis, and what is your role like?
While speech and language pathology addresses challenges with language and communication, and our overall goal is to help the person communicating in a more useful and functional way. Before 3 years old, we refer the family of the children with autism spectrum disorder to a neuropsychiatry, as Morena said. Starting from 2.5 or 3 years, we start our speech therapy program, and we start with an evaluation to assess both receptive and expressive language, and to find challenges and strengths, and to find goals for the therapy.
That's right, yes, and it's very similar here also. I think after the age of 3, the preschool is a big part of intervention, and that it sounds like it's similar in Italy too. So yes, that is where a lot of children get a team approach. They have the special ed teacher, the occupational therapist, physical therapist may be involved if there's a need, or the speech therapist plays a very important role. Exactly. So tell us a little bit about if there stands out. I know you both have such a unique combination of working with a BCBA background and also working together. Is there a case or somebody you worked with where you can highlight how you work together?
I've been collaborating with certified behavioral analysts since the beginning of my practice 10 years ago. And I feel that we really built in this part of our country a common language, starting from hardly different backgrounds. I see that applied behavior analysis really help us to see our behavior works to their situation, and it helps us to increase behaviors that are helpful for the children and decrease the ones that will affect learning. During the evaluation, I often ask for a BCBA support to find some common strategies for collaboration and communication.
Great.
One of the children is Matthew.
Okay.
Is it right, Morena?
Yes, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about the case.
Yes. Before talking about our shared case, I would like to say that as a behavior analyst, I have learned through the years to really appreciate the speech and language therapist input. First, because an in-depth evaluation of the child's language abilities, receptive and output language ability, is very, very important. And the knowledge that a speech and language therapist has about the typical language development and the sequence and the prerequisites of specific items is very, very important, because having a guidance on what is best to teach first and insights on which part of language are missing or less strong really help the BCBAs to really tailor the intervention around the child. And this is what we did with Matthew. We started working together when he was really, really young. He was 2 years and a half. Noemi couldn't start straight away to work with him because he was with a very low collaboration and a very low verbal and non-verbal communication abilities. So first we started working on these areas, and as soon as Matthew could collaborate and could copy some vocal sounds, then Noemi stepped in and helped us to find targets to shape the echoic. So then we worked together to move the echoic targets into functional language. At this stage, after 4 years of working together, he has really improved, and at the moment we are working on question discrimination, description, and Noemi is giving us specific targets so that we can teach how to describe using phrases and correct morphology. So I have to admit that our collaboration is very, very nice.
Yeah, no, you bring up such a good example of working together and building that language from where it is. So how you collaborated in this case and you built the language growth is very nice. You know, I'm sure that a lot of the therapists can relate to it, that when there is a good collaborative team, there is a win-win for everybody, for the child, for the family, and for the therapist too. It makes all our work more meaningful. So thank you for sharing such a great example of how you work together and it helped Matthew. So this is really what this is what we aim to do, is share some examples of unique situations and examples of things that are working for everyone. So tell us, Noemi, a little bit more about, once Matthew got more verbal, what are some strategies that come to your mind that you used with him?
Well, for Matthew, I did a phonological treatment. It was a time when we didn't access to a prompt intervention training. From the intervention training arrived in 2014 in Italy, and it radically changed our way to see the children, to evaluate the children, and to do the treatment. Now we choose goals to reflect the complex interrelationship among three domains: cognitive linguistic, social emotional, and physical sensory.
Right. So
for Matthew, we did a combination between a phonological treatment and some AAC, some alternative augmentative communication with images.
great. Yeah, no, I'm a speech therapist, so I totally agree with you that we have to try to pull out every trick that we know to get the child moving forward. So, very often in autism, it is a nonverbal child, and then we try to build on those skills, whether it's using alternative in augmentative communication or a whole language support, however it may be in the case. So thank you again for doing such an example. Noemi, could you tell us a little bit about how COVID has affected your practice right now?
Well, I think that we all need to see the positive side of the situation that still are changing our daily lives and our working lives. Before the lockdown, before COVID, we used video calls also for interviews with parents or colleagues very far away, like you, Namita. Now we use video calls also for colleagues that are near us. And we found that this contains and reduces contagion, but also pollution, and we save money and time, and it is good.
Yeah, there's a silver lining to everything. So thank you for being sharing that with you. Morena, any last word for our viewers today?
Well, I've seen a lot of families really finding strength and very creative strategies to survive the lockdown. So it will go well. We will survive.
Yes, I love that thought. Thank you, both of you. I think COVID has definitely pushed us all to be more creative and really think outside the box as to how we can serve each other. It has given us a chance to collaborate together. So there's definitely a silver lining to everything. Thank you, everybody, for your time, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you for this invitation and opportunity.